So in this video, we're going to be talking about Aster Arcadia. Now, I was an Arcadian. I actually enjoyed Aster as a talent, and I'm interested to hear what this talented person has to say about their company. So let's go ahead and check this out with the VTuber news with False ID. He is back.
Taken a turn for the worst. That as today we return to the VTuber agency Nijisanji English, and more specifically, one of their hired talents, that being the Nijisanji English liver Aster Arcadia. Warning, this episode does dive into very serious subjects, and we have kept this episode unmonetized. Our thanks go out to our viewers
really
for any likes and comments on this video, along with sharing it as they see fit, as this is perhaps one of our most important episodes ever. This regarding a number of allegations and accusations against Aster Arcadia, some of which date all the way back to February of 2024. That as at that time, a communication between Aster and
Okay, so I heard about this when I was into Nijisanji. I heard about maybe there might be a beef between these two people, and I just kept it as okay, when it comes to working environments, not everybody's going to get along with their coworkers. But let's see. Whatever happens in the dark eventually comes to light.
Another Nijisanji English talent, that being Scarlett Yunaguni, had appeared online. This communication at the time not being verified, and this conversation between Aster and Scarlett being very contentious between the two. Scarlett apologizing profusely to Aster, and Aster replying, I mean, is that it? Am I supposed to be like, oh, no problem, and just go about my day? Following that up later with, am I not going to get a response to this? And lastly, seriously, LOL, so you're purposely ignoring me. Upon the release of that screenshot online, Aster Arcadia and Scarlett Yunaguni then holding an impromptu stream together. This stream having prior not appeared on either of their schedules, and later the talents of Nijisanji English sharing heart emoji tweets with one another. This all happening at the same time that
stuff like this needs to be behind the scenes for a reason.
Raziel Warmonic had taken to Twitter to talk about her time as a moderator for Nijisanji English talent Luka Kaneshiro.
I remember this story too.
She was not aware of where that particular screenshot had come from. Raziel later into the next month then releasing a document regarding Luka Kaneshiro, but also addressing the subject of Aster Arcadia harassing other co-workers, stating, I can confirm that Luka said that multiple girls were coming to him about the issue since management wouldn't do anything, and he discussed it with both Alira and I. This being another talent with the Nijisanji English agency, that being Alira Pandora. Raziel continuing, I personally told him to gather as much evidence as possible since it shouldn't be there, that being Luca's and Alira's job, to regulate this issue. To my understanding, nothing was done about it. Raziel then including this screenshot from a direct message saying another Nijisanji liver confirmed by DM the Aster allegations after this had been made public. 2 months later, a law firm representing the parent company of Nijisanji English, that being Any Color Incorporated, sending a cease and desist notice to Raziel and stating Any Color takes its responsibility toward employees and those it manages and treats any allegations of misconduct seriously. It reacts appropriately to any allegations brought to its attention, including via personal consultations with its human resources and or legal representatives. And since April 12th of 2024, that date being after the release of Raziel Warmonic's document on Luka Kaneshiro, through its quote-unquote internal whistleblowing policy for livers. This apparently being a new policy within Any Color regarding policy around whistleblowing. And now for the first time ever, TVS is
I want to know what the policy on whistleblowing is.
Presenting those direct messages to Raziel from this other Nijisanji English liver, saying to Raziel at the time, thank you for your message. I've known about you and I'm happy you finally told the truth. Please do not worry or be afraid legally what they can do to you. The truth is they cannot. Don't let them silence you or scare you into silence, as they've done to so many. The person in question has done a lot of bad things, not just to you, so thank you for sharing your experience. This Nijisanji English liver then clarifying to help you with clarity, I remember that incident, it was Aster, and adding, a lot of people waited for you to tell the truth for a while because it had been an issue, so I'm happy you finally did. Do not worry about those that are sending hate. This truth in the long run will help so many people. And now here we are, months later. Aster Arcadia still fully employed with Nijisanji English, as more documents have been making their rounds regarding accusations against Aster Arcadia. One individual reaching directly out to TVS, proving they had been in direct contact with a Nijisanji English liver that was different from the one that was speaking to Raziel earlier in the year. This individual forwarding on not just communications between them and the Nijisanji English liver, but further proof in regards to the validity of these communications, including providing evidence that they and the Nijisanji English liver were mutuals on Twitter, then linking their alternate Discord account and alternate Discord server, further providing evidence of their personal Steam account alongside a Throne account they held outside of Nijisanji English. This individual also providing proof of their game accounts which could be verified on the Nijisanji English liver's actual Nijisanji English streams. One section between this
so it's lining up.
Individual and the Nijisanji English liver reading, when I had a mental breakdown and went to Twitch, it was because Aster was saying like he wants to fly me out to Japan, saying weird actual X-pesting my friends. I went to management, they wouldn't even speak to him. I was really considering graduating. And of course, meaning that they were considering leaving the company of Nijisanji English. This Nijisanji English liver continuing on, but my manager talked me out of it. It feels gross to me, like I feel like I am hiding his behavior. Because it's not just me, it's many girls, a lot of my friends. When being asked why management had not taken action, this Nijisanji English liver then replying, I don't know, but I assume they are scared to fire after what happened, and then citing bad PR, that being bad public relations, meaning this Nijisanji English liver believes that Aster was not reprimanded because Nijisanji English did not want anything like this being made public, even if Aster was found to be in the wrong. This Nijisanji English liver then finding out these communications had been forwarded to us, and then directly reaching out. A call then being set up between us and this Nijisanji English liver. This anonymous Nijisanji English liver then telling us they were considering speaking to us about this subject regarding Aster Arcadia, calling this the fault of the company and the individual, that being Aster. Firstly describing that many Nijisanji English livers within the branch simply stay away from Aster, especially within voice chat, either not wanting to be dragged into games or into uncomfortable conversations with this Nijisanji English liver. This anonymous Nijisanji English liver then further telling us that they had spoken to one of their friends outside of Nijisanji, and that Aster had been, quote, basically been saying the exact same stuff that had been going on in my calls with him.
So there's a pattern of this type of behavior.
Anonymous liver stating this is not okay, saying of their friend that this girl is a very big fan of the company and a very big fan of Aster, remarking that communications between Aster had been inappropriate and further classifying them as uncomfortable. This anonymous Nijisanji English liver then saying in another call with another girl, the liver asked if anything weird had happened between them and Aster. This other girl confirming the exact same inappropriate discussions had also occurred between them and Aster Arcadia. The anonymous Nijisanji liver adding, I can assume this is happening to many people as I was told by another girl, this being a third friend, that Aster is doing this to smaller indie VTubers and VTubers within smaller VTuber agencies. And further hearing this from other friends that this Nijisanji English liver trusts. This anonymous liver saying that when speaking with the other girls, that before even talking to the other girls about the inappropriate conversations they had with Aster, these other girls would simply repeat the exact same experiences that happened to them. This anonymous liver initially wanting to give Aster the benefit of the doubt, thinking maybe they're just not good at communicating and speaking with people, and that he simply did not understand why his behavior was wrong.
Trust but verify. Like, even if you believe somebody is telling the truth with their experiences, you still have to be able to verify it for yourself, because you never know. It's okay to trust, but it's also important to verify.
This behavior, unfortunately, happening over and over again. The anonymous Nijisanji liver finding out that he had been talking with numerous other girls, and then stating he would constantly say increasingly weird stuff. One of the conversations between the anonymous Nijisanji liver and Aster, revolving around Aster asking, quote, what if you were in Japan? What if you were in Japan and I was with you? What if you were in Japan and I was holding your hand? What if you were in Japan and I was hugging you? What if I was in the hotel room with you in Japan? Would you spend the entire day in the hotel room with me in Japan? That's our
absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I see the game that he's trying to play.
Arcadia telling this Nijisanji English liver, quote, "Oh, I bet you're so cute. Not your model. I bet you're really cute IRL." The anonymous Nijisanji English liver finding this behavior weird and uncomfortable. And upon speaking with one of their friends, Aster seemed to have gone even further with the friend, saying to them, quote, "Your body is so sexy," and expressing how they wanted to fly her out to Japan for inappropriate purposes. Another friend of this anonymous liver had been visiting the area around which Aster lives. Aster later becoming upset because this friend did not want to meet up with him. Aster even offering this friend to fly this girl out to Japan, totaling 3 different girls that Aster Arcadia was attempting to fly out to Japan. One of the friends of the anonymous Nijisanji liver not wanting to come forward with this information even after talking about all of this with the anonymous Nijisanji liver because she is, quote, "a huge fan of Nijisanji and Aster," and blames herself for what had occurred. The anonymous liver stating at this point that in their opinion, that as a person, Aster is very, very manipulative and that he had been taking advantage of his status alongside the fact that a lot of people had been looking up to him, and then remarking that these girls simply did not know how to reply and simply went along with it. This anonymous liver continuing to say, "I can't see a world in which you invite a random girl that you just met to Japan, and that could mean anything but for actual purposes." This Nijisanji English liver continuing saying that their silence felt that they were letting their friends down, and even blaming themselves at this point during our conversation, stating, "I had introduced Aster into our friend group to play games, and this had obviously hurt friends very much, them being really, really big fans, and souring their experience and opinions." This Nijisanji English liver also stating that Nijisanji English management had not taken any action, saying, quote, "We don't want him to retaliate, so we won't want to tell him that you spoke with us."
So what does Aster know about Nijisanji, where Nijisanji is so scared to actually say something to him? Right? What happens in the dark eventually comes to light. And there's a reason why Jeffrey Epstein is no longer on this earth. You guys got to be careful who you guys are dealing with.
Once again, that admission coming from an anonymous Nijisanji liver that Nijisanji English management had refused to take any action regarding their own talent, Aster Arcadia. The accusations this Nijisanji English talent bringing to them that Aster had been harassing others even outside of the company. And the Nijisanji English liver seeing this in action on the part of the company being damaging and dangerous to the VTuber sphere itself. This anonymous Nijisanji English liver also remarking on this screenshot that had made its rounds earlier in the year, saying,
oops, I didn't mean to speed that up. But yeah, absolutely, right? Because Aster is very, very popular. And he's working for, even though like Nijisanji isn't the same type of name that it had like even a year ago, it's still one of the biggest corporations. And of course, there's going to be people that don't care about all the bad things that are happening. All they see is an opportunity for themselves to get some type of publicity, or they see a way to get their foot into the industry. Blase, blase. Like this happens in real life. Like, how many people do you think knew about the stuff that was going on at P. Diddy's mansion and they still decided to go along with it because it was beneficial for them? At the end of the day, humans tend to do things that are considered bad or considered evil because it is beneficial to them. And if you're not conscious or aware of this fact, you will eventually be led astray. And you might end up doing something that you in normal thought wouldn't do. But you have been led to do such bad things, and now guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. So now you either have to continue the charade or whatever, so you keep your image, your public image clean, or you come out and say something. But even then, they might be blackmailing you because that's how that shit works. They caught you doing bad stuff with them, and they got a video of it, or they got screenshots of it. So what is it that Aster has on Nijisanji to where they don't want to stop him from doing the stuff that he's supposedly doing? I have no idea.
Saying that they had originally assumed that the images were fake, but upon speaking further with Aster, realizing this is just how he talks, that he is manipulative, aggressive, and that he had sent them a similar message. That message being seen here, being forwarded from the Nijisanji English liver to us here at TVS. Aster saying to the anonymous liver, "This S is extremely unacceptable and actually makes me want to avoid even doing anything with you if I'm being honest." Asking the liver, "Can something improve here, or is this going to be a continued issue?" The Nijisanji English Liver then apologizing to Aster, much in the same way that had occurred before between Scarlett and Aster. Aster then following that up, saying, "It's fine now since you understand and apologize, and I know you would never intentionally hurt me." So once again, in review, Aster Arcadia now being accused by multiple Nijisanji English Livers of inappropriate behavior both within and outside the company. That is now over the past week. Numerous individuals have been expecting Nijisanji English to take some form of public action to reprimand Aster Arcadia in some fashion.
They probably won't.
And that is all for this short but highly important and pointed episode. Once again, this episode is not...
Yeah, they probably won't. They probably won't do anything about it, to be honest. And if you guys want stuff to change, you have to start with changing yourselves. If you think Aster really did something bad, then you should stop supporting him. If you don't think he did anything wrong, then just keep doing what you're doing. But be aware that you might be helping somebody that does not have good intentions on this earth. And that's all I will say. It's always up to you guys to live and dictate your own lives. But until next time, man, y'all stay safe out here. If you don't take care of yourself, somebody else will take care of you. And it won't be in a good way. But until next time, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Very disturbing. Very dirty stuff. And it's another Nijisanji L. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.